It's all happening. I'm just gonna put chat over. I don't know. Something I've always wanted. What does your screen look like when we do this?
Mine?
Do you have like, I've got the YouTube open and I've got the thing open.
Yeah, same.
I don't know. I feel like my eye line's always weird because of it. And because of where my camera's placed. I'm very worried about eye lines, Jeff.
Eye lines are important things. Yeah.
I want people to feel as though we're connecting with them. And I feel like I can't do that because I'm always all over the place.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, welcome to the April Patron Hangout where we will never look you in the eye. Sorry.
Never look us in the eye.
Issue. There's nothing we can do about it. We'd love to look you in the eye. But we can't.
We can't. It's technically impossible. We have not figured out the technology required to make eye contact yet.
No, God, no. You know what I can't wait for? I know we're always thinking about the coming thing. The thing that I really want is
what?
The point where we have the camera embedded into an LCD screen, right?
I was just thinking
the
that.
panel.
I was just thinking that. Is that not technically possible? It seems like it would be technically possible. Translucent backed LCD screens are not great yet. And one-way screens are also not great yet. You would think they would be, but they're not. One day. I still think you would have a problem though, because like, here's me look. Well, you can't really tell, but my screen is so big. Even if you put it in the middle and I put a window up in the upper right, we still have eyeline problems.
Well, but I'm like, okay, so like, let's say the camera's in the center of my screen, right? I'm looking directly into my camera right now in the center, like, and that would just be the center of my screen. I don't know. It would be a little fakey. It would be like vlogging. It would be a little faked, but you could do it. Hi, everyone. We're just gonna keep. We're just gonna keep chatting.
All those problems. We're solving all the eyeline problems.
Yeah, feel free to join in.
All right, here's a question: is it only eye contact or looking someone directly in the eye was the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which you're not doing right now, Mika, and it's very disrespectful.
I'm sorry.
You see the problem?
Well, I'm not looking you in the eye, but you're looking me in the eye.
Whoa.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I don't understand what just happened.
I'm a big eye contact guy.
Apple earbuds. They don't fit into human ears.
No, I like them. Those are the only ones I like.
Mine just went through the wash.
I find now. Let me ask you this question, Mika. You have a layer of hair between your earphones and your ear. Is that not correct?
That is true.
How does that work?
It's ornamental.
Oh.
Do you know how dumb my hair looks if I took it back? Nah.
Oh, fashion overall. Fashion trumps functionality.
She's giving up. Yeah, she's giving up some of the functionality. She's removing some of the right channel.
Gotcha.
In order.
My hair isn't that thick.
Yeah. She has 7 to 8 inches of hair, like a thick egg crate foam
7 to
in
8
between.
inches.
This is how I keep my acoustics right.
I actually had that debate for like the first 10 minutes before the hangout, like putting my hair down, putting my headphones on, then putting it back, and then putting it back down. So I know the struggle.
It's a big decision to be made.
I appreciate all the thought people put into this because I'm literally just like in sweatpants and flip-flops.
Nice.
And I haven't shaved since Celebration, and I haven't showered today. So God bless somebody for thinking about this shit.
Anthony, is the majestic beard coming back? Is that what's happening?
No, God, no.
It's just laziness.
Yeah, it's just I don't. I was talking to somebody about this. I don't practice hygiene if I'm not working.
Right, and sometimes even if you are working.
Sometimes even if I am working, I'll fake it. That's the beauty of deodorant and dry shampoo is you can fake it.
That's what they say. That old saying, "Fake it till you stank it." Right.
Yep. Yeah. That's that famous Southern hip hop song.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, man. I don't do it. I should do it though, because getting up in the morning and actually getting ready and acting like you're getting ready for the day is a very important part of being productive. and I've just chosen to eschew that this week.
Well, eschew it.
As long as you're getting up at the same time, it's not bad. For me, on the days that I don't do that, I often end up staying in bed like an extra hour and a half, and then I just end up feeling like vaguely bad about the fact that I wasn't productive for a day, and then the cycle continues.
What the fuck are you doing at home sitting at a desk, man?
I know, it's super weird, right?
You're supposed to be free. You're supposed to be roaming the city streets, making us listen to all of the 50 and 60 hertz tones.
It's true. He's the one free one among us who can wander, travel, ride like an eagle.
That motherfucker got grandfathered into that unlimited data plan, and he just uses it. Uses it.
T-Mobile is a wonderful thing, man. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, no joke. T-Mobile is the shit. That's what I'm on right now.
Now,
they're back, right? It's back. Unlimited is back. It's like
so
two lines, $100 includes everything. Taxes, fees. It's dope.
It's crazy because I really loved T-Mobile when I was on T-Mobile. I was on T-Mobile the whole time I was in New York, and then I moved to San Francisco, and there was like zero reception at the time.
Isn't there always zero reception for T-Mobile? Isn't that the problem?
Oh, well, that's just because fuck San Francisco.
Well, sure. Fuck San Francisco.
That's Sprint you're thinking of.
When I lived in New York, I had great T-Mobile reception, and then I moved to PA, and I'm like, yeah, it's time for Verizon. There was nothing.
That's the thing, man. No matter where I go.
Somebody went back to the other hairdo with the. We got a little of both.
Don't let the peer pressure change your mind. Don't do it. Don't let Mika bully you.
Can I say something totally honestly? I will never do it because I don't have the guts, A, and B, because my wife would not stand for it. But I have always wanted long hair. I've always wanted like to have cool long hair.
Just compromise and get a mullet.
Yeah.
I think you would. Can I be honest with you as a friend?
Yeah.
I think you would not look cool.
I'm sure I would not look cool.
I don't think some people look cool with it. I don't know if it would work for you.
I'm sure it would not. But I've always wanted it, man.
Yeah.
I did a play once where I played a character with long hair and I wore a wig, and it was so rad, dude. I would put in a ponytail and like shake my head around. It was great.
So do you have pictures of it?
Yeah, not that I could.
I'm not ready to go, but I mean, you have pictures of it, right? I would like to see. I stopped growing my hair out because as it was getting longer, my ex just like looked at me and then like Googled Jason Schwartzman and held it up. And I was like, okay, fair.
Yeah. I'm sure it would look terrible. I had long-ish hair in the 90s, like the grungy long hair. Sure. And it was great. It looked amazing when I got out of the shower. But like any kind of dryness that it touched the hair, it was awful.
You gotta go for that Kurt Cobain sweat.
Yeah, that's right.
Here's the thing, man. You're gonna die one day.
I need to get long hair before that happens, right?
You should have long hair once.
Like a year left.
Yeah, you're old. You're like very old, and I keep trying to remind you of this.
Oh no, you do.
I would start growing the hair now.
When I was in 8th grade, my mom forced me to try to start growing out my hair because she thought that was just like real fly. And it did not look good. It did not look good.
I love that your mom has your back on what looks fly. That's
Well, she had ideas, man. She also made me get highlights, and at one point I think she dyed my eyebrows.
Wow.
Like that was a thing. Yo, middle school was weird for me.
Did you have to go to those?
Did she take you to like auditions for the Mickey Mouse Club?
That's what I was gonna say. Did you have to go to those like fashion competitions, like the John Renee Ramsey kind of thing?
No, but then the one time I decided to strike it out on my own. I was in 8th grade. I decided to wear cargo shorts and these really big like combat boots. Nobody warned me that was stupid, and I got roasted alive for like a week.
Well, the one time I will say there is video of me in 7th grade. Now, granted, we should just say right off the top, massive nerd, as you could probably guess.
No.
Massive nerd.
No. No!
I did have the guts to grow out like a tail in the back and then like put a rubber band around it. And I thought I was the coolest, like awesome, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, like an author, I was like a cool bohemian. That's the word I was looking for.
You had a rat tail?
Oh, a hipster.
Yeah. Yeah. And I got, oh boy, beat up that day. Oh boy.
I had a rat tail for 3 days when I was 8 because everybody had rat tails in my neighborhood. And so I was like, cool, whatever, I'll do it. And then I was like, no, I think this looks bad and it itches me. And then it was over.
I never did the thing that everybody did. I noticed that people were doing it right about the time that it became really uncool.
Right.
Rat tails?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're a reverse hipster like me.
I guess, is that what it is? It's like just about the time that it gets stupid, I'm gonna jump in a whole hog. I mean, I'm not fashion conscious. I'm terrible.
Don't worry about it, man. Nobody expects a 60-year-old man to keep up with trends.
I'm not even remotely.
You can't do it. You got a lot going on. You got to worry about retirement soon.
You don't look a day over 55.
Thank you.
No, I think that like
Grow your hair out,
flowing
bro.
silver locks would be just incredible on you. Like the
Yeah.
gray flowing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Jeff's going to be like a silver fox. Like, let's not deny that.
Wizard.
Oh, yeah.
One like bald spot on the top of his head.
Somebody said like a wizard.
I said wizard hair, yeah. Right.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Go full Gandalf.
I want to go Gandalf the White. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you should do it.
If you're going to go Gandalf, you go full Gandalf.
If you're gonna go Gandalf, you go Gandalf the White. Gandalf the Gray is just unwashed. And
Here's what I think you should do, man. Here's what I think you should do. Pilot season is over.
right.
We're in the slow period.
Thank God I waited until all those pilot auditions that I had went by.
But that's when that's what all the auditions are. All the auditions are done.
Right.
What do you do? You do our show, you do DLC, you do slash film.
Not on video.
You've got like, you can just grow your hair out right now, man.
Yeah.
I know I could. I literally got a haircut yesterday, so it's a bad timing for this conversation.
No,
It's great timing. Start today.
Start now.
It's
Right
always
now.
a good time
Grow your
to
hair.
start reaching
guys.
your goals.
Patron level to pick the color he dyes it once it gets below his chin.
It'll never happen. It'll never happen.
It's
though.
not going to happen. My wife will put a stop to that.
But once you're rolling in the big bucks on Patreon, she'll let you do it.
maybe.
He'll
Yeah,
get a call. I mean, here's what'll happen. In all honesty, is he'll start growing it out, and right when it's at like the shaggiest, awkward, like that phase right before it registers as long hair, he'll get a call and he'll have to go into an audition, or he'll have to like go do a reading or something like that, and he'll have to cut it.
That's the problem.
Sorry, we're not looking for awkward hobo.
Some people are looking for awkward hobo, and maybe you just get new headshots.
Maybe I carve out that awkward hobo niche.
Ooh, I'll tell you.
Everyone needs an awkward hobo in their life.
People are looking right now to cast awkward hobo with piercing eyes and strong jawline. I think that's like the new character.
Four of the.
But an awkward hobo who's also a dad and was a cop.
Yeah.
Yes.
He used to be a dad and a cop, but then something happened.
My new pilot script.
Used to be.
2 awkward hobos and a
Is he
pizza.
no longer the dad?
Used to be.
Kids dead.
This awkward hobo has a backstory.
Yeah. This
There's a lot of awkward hobo lore.
So tragic.
I kind of feel like this can work, guys. I think we're onto something.
Can
I just want you to know that
hobo
we
make an appearance in Snake Quake?
Snakequake.
Jeff is not privy to Snakequake. Jeff doesn't know all the Snakequake lore. Snakequake is a gag with me and the comedy button.
Ah.
Yeah.
Sounds like you need to write me in. Sounds like you need to write in awkward hobo.
I mean, we probably need a dad and a cop at some point.
Yeah. What about a dad cop?
What about dad cop? He has all the proportional powers of a dad and a cop.
That's right.
Playing that Persona 5.
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
That's one of those good games, Jeff.
Jeff doesn't like that.
It's true. I'm not into it. But I'll tell you what I do like. It's that What Remains of Edith Finch.
Oh, that's one of them good games too.
Oh boy, is it good.
Yeah, I heard that. Obviously, it's best.
It's very, very good.
Can't wait to play.
It made me tear up. I'm not gonna lie. It made me tear up.
It's got some moments. It's definitely got some moments.
But that Persona 5, you were a Persona 4 Golden type of fella?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I am so angry that there's no portable Persona 5 because P4G was basically like every plane ride, every long commute, it's just such a perfect game to play in those short bursts like that. And man, I'm dying. I just want it on the Switch, and I can't believe it. I can't believe it's not on the Switch is my new thing to say about everything. But I'm very into P5. P5 just has an aesthetic that speaks to me quite a bit.
I believe that.
There's a sub-quest in P5 where to become better friends with somebody, you learn to make a perfect cup of pour-over coffee, Jeff. How is that not a great game for me?
It's made for you. It's your Japanthony videos made into a video game is what it is.
It kind of is, yeah. I love it. I just don't know when. I mean, I'm still not done with Breath of the Wild.
Right.
I don't know when all these games are going to happen.
I feel like Breath of the Wild though is like this. It's like this constant travel companion. It's not meant to be. It's like it's to be savored over a long period of time. You know?
I've stopped playing it so much because I think I'm partially worried that I'm going to finish it. And then what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Then you can play Horizon.
And then you can put down your Switch for a while.
So, you know, I played like 10, 15 hours of Horizon, and it's very, very good. And
How'd you stop?
I just stopped.
I learned it.
I don't know.
Put down the controller.
You know how I am with. I'm very much like this with these kind of more traditional open world games where it's like checkpoints and towers and I don't know. I get them. I understand them. And Horizon is definitely one of the most beautiful ones, and I really enjoy the world and the backstory. And I don't know, man. It's just those sorts of games are just beginning to feel a little samey, and so I just don't play them as much.
You know my problem, Anthony.
Finish the main quest?
Huh?
Did you at least finish the main quest?
In 15 hours? No.
That's like a 30-hour.
No, that's one of those things where like I do want to get into the world and I do want to like do side quests and help people and I love it, but I don't feel as driven to play it. Like that's the thing is I'll feel like really driven to play a game like that or like Witcher or like something like that for like a 2-day period. All I want to do is just play it, or maybe like a week period. And if I don't finish it within that period, it's done. It's over. It's shelved.
My problem, Anthony, is that Heroes of the Storm 2.0 came out yesterday.
Sounds like a very Jeff problem.
I'm sort of committed. The thing about that is that when that game released, the 2.0 version, they added a whole bunch of new statistics into it, and it's kind of frightening how much of that game I've played.
Oh, really?
It's frightening. I've done 750 some odd daily quests.
When I read your level, I was like...
Yeah, I'm level 663, Anthony.
3 more!
You mean 6 more? Oh no, 3 more. Yeah,
3 more, dude.
Math is my strong suit. Yeah, 3 more, and then I will truly be Diablo incarnate.
Oh my God! What if they let you unlock?
Level 663 is just too high for like any. I don't know what that game is, but that's a real high level.
Uncapped it. They uncapped the level, so there's no upper limit. You can literally level forever.
What if you hit 666 and you literally did unlock Diablo?
I mean, I already have Diablo.
Diablo becomes invincible.
Yeah.
How long
will
it take you to open them?
But only as long as you don't level again.
That's right. I have to stop.
Yeah.
And then Diablo goes back into his hole. Well, I guess you don't want me anymore.
They still got those Lost Vikings?
Yeah, man. They got Lost Vikings in pajamas now. You got pajamas for them. I did a whole stream today where I just unlocked loot boxes because I got like 70 loot boxes. It's the best, dude. It's the best.
That's like you're like a legit streamer. If you're doing a stream where you're just opening loot boxes for a couple hours, you're like a real streamer now.
It was the greatest. It was the greatest because people.
Caffeine.
Yeah, on caffeine. It's not. So I'm not a real streamer. But it was great because people were telling me whether I should re-roll my loot boxes. You know how they do.
Yeah.
It was great.
Sure. So wait, you stream on some service no one likes?
Yeah, I do.
Cool.
Do you want to know why?
Are they giving you money for that?
No, they aren't giving me any money. But they are removing the one thing that was stopping me from streaming before, which is setting up a stream.
Oh yeah.
It's literally one button, and so that's what makes me use it.
I get that.
Where's the freedom in that?
There's no freedom, but I will
who
take
needs
laziness over freedom every day.
Yeah. I feel like there was always like one little thing that would stop me. Like I really enjoyed the PS4 thing, but I wish the PS4 one had like a little more, just like a basic layout. And then I tried XSplit, and XSplit is just like, is cool and easy, but it's garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's bloaty garbage. I like OBS, but I also don't mind broadcasting and engineering things. But I never stream anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I just like the fact that I can make the decision to do it and not have to think about it, and it just happens.
I mean, it really is a thing of friction, and when people look at like how much it actually takes to run a good stream,
right,
and like what you need to put into it and all that, it's kind of a pain. It is kind of a pain in the ass, and so I'm glad somebody's working on making it super crazy easy, you know?
Yeah, and the other cool thing about, I mean, I'm not doing an advertisement for them. Again, not associated with them.
So you are getting paid.
I am not getting paid, I promise.
So this is a hashtag Spawn. This is Spawn.
I wish I was getting paid. The other cool thing is that their chat is instantaneous. There's no lag like there is on Twitch. So you can literally have conversations with people in real time, and it's much nicer than waiting, 4 seconds.
We'll see. A lot of when new services pop up, they're always like, no lag in stream and no lag in chat and no lag in this. And what they don't tell you is that's mostly because nobody's using the fucking service.
Yeah.
No traffic.
They can only promise that for so long.
That might be true. But for now, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, no, I believe it.
The Twitch lag used to be a lot lower, and then they upped it just to make it smoother.
Oh, really? Is that so? Huh.
Videos were suffering.
And then they rolled out that new quote unquote faster stream thing, but I haven't seen a difference in that, honestly. So.
Well, I'm not super serious about it, so I guess I can slum it on this service that makes it easier for me.
Slum in. Don't you know a guy, Jeff? Don't you know a guy that works on it?
I mean, I do. That's another reason is I know.
Nepotiz.
I do know everybody.
Oh, welcome to the Trump White House of streaming.
Drain the swamp.
Drain the caffeine swamp.
Oh, guys. I should stream more. I know I always say that, but I should.
Who has the time?
Who has the time? But it's one of those things where, whenever I'm playing a game, especially if I'm, only sort of enjoying the game, I'm like, I could be streaming this. At least I could be, at least I could be playing this thing I'm sort of enjoying and then talking to people at the same time. But then when I think that, I just turn off the thing that I'm only sort of enjoying and play something better.
I was creeping on your YouTube video history, Anthony, and I saw you playing No Man's Sky on some kind of sponsored No Man's Sky video, and it was really entertaining. I had more fun watching you play it than I had playing it.
Sure.
He sounds so surprised that you were entertaining, Anthony.
I know. Well, I'm always surprised when I'm entertaining.
He's usually so monotone and drab,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was something I did with PlayStation. I was the first person to play it,
and he didn't warn anybody.
I like it, and I still like it.
It got way better. It has gotten way better. Cool stuff.
I just think I think it was more the marketing of it. But if you watch the video of me and Sean playing it, you see what it is. It's there. It's all there. anybody who watched that video and then was like, and then got the game and was like, "Where's the rest of it?" I was just like, I don't know, man. We showed you.
We showed you.
Yeah, people were like yelling at me like really angrily. I was getting like angry tweets that were like, "You were part of the hype machine and blah blah blah." I was like, dude, it's 20 minutes of gameplay. Like, we showed it. We showed it. Like, what did I do? How did I lie? What happened? They were just mad. People were mad.
There's a lot of madness.
There was a lot of rage over that. I feel really bad because I agree, like, it's a good game, but they fell victim to their own like hubris, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think they fell victim to a huge marketing experiment by Sony is what they fell prey to. Is they got a lot of gap funding from Sony, and Sony was like, let's see what happens if we take this really inexpensive to make game and we put the full force of our marketing behind it. Can we sell the same amount of copies as a blockbuster title and make a much higher percentage of profit on it? And the answer is yes. But you make people really angry, I guess. So don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
So don't do that.
Once.
That's a great thing to tell any sort of large corporate organization. This is something that makes you a large amount of money, but don't ever do it.
I stopped listening after money. That's what they will all say. Is like, I heard a lot. This will make you a large amount of money, and then I heard ma.
Yeah. Once again, everything that happens here in these patron chats is total secrets.
Right.
But yeah, the whole No Man's Sky thing and some other things. I'm not going to be doing E3 with PlayStation this year. I just decided it wasn't for me anymore. So I'm going to be doing it with. I'm signing the papers tomorrow. I'm going to be doing it with YouTube and Rooster Teeth.
Nice, dude.
Cool. Nice.
Have fun.
A year after Twitch steals their fucking main stage from them. But that's okay. I'll take shit on the decline. I don't mind sloppy seconds. I can't believe it's almost
low, sell lower.
Yeah.
Buy low, sell lower. That's good.
It's like right around the corner.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
I know.
What are you most looking forward to, Jeff?
I'm most looking forward to Scorpio. I really hope that Microsoft brings some excitement for that piece of hardware and shows stuff that only it can do and really just dazzles everybody, shows some cool first-party games that we don't know about. I really could get very excited for a good Crackdown 3, but I also hope they show us some stuff we don't anticipate. And I mean,
that's another reason. That's another reason why I wanted to be a free agent this year, is because like there's so much. Like, I'm very excited about Scorpio and I'm very excited about the Switch. And last year I didn't get to go. They had a magical Zelda land set up in the Nintendo booth.
It was magic.
And I only got to go into it the last 15 minutes of the last day. I convinced, I got a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend at Golan to like walk me into the booth, and he was like, "You can't play the game." I was like, "What?" He was like, "There are kiosks all around, but you can't play the game." I was like, "Okay." He's like, "But you can take as many pictures in Zelda Land as you can in 10 minutes." And I was like, "Blah!" But I wanted to be able to talk about more of that stuff this year.
I hope this year they make creepy Mario Real World Land.
Ooh.
Oh God, no!
Ooh, yeah. Everybody's just got weird plasticky faces and stuff.
Yeah. It's like building and storefronts and strange oblong people. That would be great.
Oh, I love it. That's good.
What about Hideo Kojima Land?
Oh, there you go.
Be trippy.
That would, yeah. You enter, but you never leave.
Oh God.
But not his video games, just like his personal life, like family photos.
Oh my God, it would just be a bunch of pictures of ducks and flowers and cool
Beauty
stuff
and the
and get
Beast.
sent home.
There'd be a lot of Beauty and the Beast.
He seems a little obsessed.
And a little bit of La La Land somewhere in there.
But Mads would be there, dude.
Yeah. And Guillermo del Toro would be in a corner somewhere. Like,
Yeah, you get to like hang out with all those people.
yeah.
Okay, it actually sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm into it.
But the only photo op you can do is hold the little baby in the pod.
I don't want to touch that. I don't want to touch that baby. I'm sorry. I don't want to touch that baby.
Touch that baby.
I don't want to touch that baby. Don't make me touch that baby.
Touch that baby.
All right, I'll touch the baby.
All right. Was it weird? Was it weird?
I didn't like touching that baby at all.
I figured.
And then suddenly they went into diatribe about touching babies, and things got really weird.
Yeah, I set my phone down for half a second. I come back, y'all, or I don't know.
Yeah. We did that just so you know never to set your phone down again.
Things can take a turn.
If you set your phone down, people will touch babies. Go, do it.
That's too much responsibility.
Where's my phone?
Guys, I tried to watch an Into the Badlands.
Me too. I did the same thing. I couldn't get through a whole episode.
Oh, that first episode's real bad.
It's not good.
I couldn't watch anymore.
Dude, I'm so glad you're on the same page as me because I couldn't either. I was like, oh, that's a fun fight sequence. And then story happened and I was like, ugh.
Everybody at Nerdist is fucking super into the Badlands. And Schwood is into the Badlands. And so I'm like, fine, I'm going to watch an Into the Badlands. That's a garbage show.
It's not good.
It's not good.
I mean, maybe it gets better.
Does anybody watch this show? Does it get better?
I watched like 3 episodes. And
no.
Okay. It's okay.
But I only watch HGTV, so.
How's that Into the Badlands with the Property Brothers? How's that going? That's where
I would
they
watch
go.
The hell out of that.
They go into the Badlands and they refurb Badlands houses.
Yeah. You gotta flip a barony.
Yeah.
Into the Badlands jokes, guys.
It's much improved lands now. It's gentrified lands. Sorry, I'm still doing a bit. We moved on. We already moved on.
Are these any good?
Oh yeah.
This is my first one.
Really?
Barry's an okay one to start with.
Chug, chug, chug.
The one you really want is either a lemon or a pamplemousse.
Oh God, we're just LaCroixing now.
Oh wait,
hell yeah.
Wait, who am I?
Right here.
We're gonna switch to LaCroix.
You're not in a bathtub though. You're not me unless you're in a bathtub.
Unless you're in a bathtub. We need to make shirts of that. You are not me unless you're in a bathtub.
Dude, every time I post me in the bathtub with like either my laptop or the Switch, people get so worried.
Yeah.
And it's like, guys, we're gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine.
Yeah, until it's not.
I have a special bathtub table.
Until a spider comes down on you.
Well, I mean that'll happen whether I'm playing the Switch in there or not. People just get really worried that like, oh God, you're gonna drop it into the water. It's like, no, I'm not. Why would I drop it into the water? It's on a desk.
But the water's nearby.
Sure. Water is always nearby, and that's why we must be ever vigilant.
I don't want to spoil anything about What Remains of Edith Finch, but there's a bathtub scene in that game that is disturbing.
Yeah, there is.
I have to say that. It is very good. I keep wanting to call it What's Eating Gilbert Finch, but not called that.
What Remains of Gilbert Grape? Very sad sequel. All about just making arrangements.
Just making arrangements.
Not bad.
That's pretty good, right?
Don't lie. You don't have to lie to him.
It's just
not good.
It's just seltzer for Gentiles.
Yeah, it's carbonated nothing is what
it's just seltzer packaged for you Gentiles.
Right.
That's fine.
That's all.
As long as my coworkers didn't like it. That's why I got some free LaCroix. And I was like, well, why didn't you like it? They're like, I don't know. It wasn't enough flavor. I'm like, well, were you expecting pop? Because it says it right on there that it's sparkling water.
Mm-hmm. It's lightly flavored sparkling water.
Yeah, it's soda that has been heavily watered down.
Brian's in the chat. Late.
By the way, Jeff, When are you going to be on the Co-optional podcast?
The Co-optional podcast?
Yeah.
They invited me, and the problem is it takes 3 hours on a Tuesday, but I'm going to make it happen. I'm very excited to. Yeah, I want to. Thanks. Yeah, I'm plan to do that in the next couple of weeks, probably.
That's such a great episode with TV.
But it's really for you, because they start with video games and then they go into some crazy nothings.
I'm good at crazy nothing.
Yeah. I promise I will listen to the first 30 minutes of your episode. I just can't, and it's like no shade, like I haven't really listened to it. It's just like there are a lot of 3-hour video game podcasts out there. There are a lot of 3-hour podcasts in general, and it's just like I don't know how people do it.
That's the only way I got Anthony to listen to my episode of Game Over Greggy, was to do an entire segment about him.
Which I did, because I didn't understand what you were saying. Jeff texted me and he's like, "Oh, I'm with the Kind of Funny guys, and you're like a topic of discussion." And I was like, "Oh, that's sweet." I thought they were just like they were all just talking. They were saying nice things about me. A bunch of my friends in the room. I didn't know I was like a topic of discussion.
When you catch the Anthony Carboni.
So that was weird. It was
Brian,
very,
your
it was
beard
very
is in full effect today.
Yeah, I actually brushed it today. How about that?
Oh.
But, yeah. That's what happens when you start working from home. You're like, I don't need to comb my hair. That's
we were just talking about
we
this.
covered that like 20 minutes ago, man.
We were just once again. I direct you all to my sweatpants.
Yeah.
I put on a V-neck T-shirt, so y'all thought I was maybe like kind of dressed up.
Wait, what brand of flip-flops were those?
Huh?
What brand of flip-flops were those?
These are Javianas.
Oh, nice.
The best cheap flip-flop ever made.
Nice. That reminds me, when I was a kid, I saw an episode of The Jetsons where what was the mom's name? Jane Jetson. Jane. Yeah. She got a phone call on the video screen, and she literally picked up like a piece of cardboard with a stick on it that was her face, much nicer looking, and she held it there while she talked. And we are in that future.
Yeah.
We are in that future. We just have Snapchat instead. But basically, we are talking with video screens like the Jetsons and worried about, Anthony just put on a shirt and the bottom half is completely disheveled.
Yeah.
We're in the Jetsons, guys.
I remember when the Simpsons when they did their first future episode, like forever ago, and they had like video calls, and everyone's like, "Oh, that's so futuristic, it's so cool." And like now they're like boring. Like I hate doing FaceTime and stuff, and like I never thought I'd reach a point where I hate like video calls.
Yeah,
you're talking on a video call right now.
Yeah, this is a Hangout. It's different.
It's a Hangout. No, there was like, I hate to be that like white guy with half a beard who brings up infinite jest, but hey, guys, you know that book Infinite Jest? I don't know if you've ever heard anybody talk about it, but there's a part in there that I've always really loved where it's like the birth and death of video phones.
Yeah.
And they like talk about it, and it's all like, well, first what happened was people got video phones, and then they got these like weird masks that had perfect makeup on them, but they were like clear masks. And then they would just put up like photos of themselves, and then everybody turned their video phones towards their wall. Yeah. And then everybody got their video phones uninstalled.
Right. And then people just went back to phones again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it turns out it's really, it's a fucking hassle, not just to like look appropriate, because let's pretend that we don't care about looking appropriate, but to give somebody the amount of attention that's required when you can see them and they can see you.
It's back to eye contact.
It's back to eye contact. Like, you can't be on a video call with somebody and, doing this and like looking at a book and like playing a video game and like doing all this, because it's fucking rude. It's so rude.
I think it's funny you mentioned this. I think it's funny you mentioned this because look down here. I have all of these Monopoly game pieces from Safeway that I've been opening and sorting while we've had this conversation.
But that's like you are in a group conversation, and that's like a very mindless task. You know, that's just like busy hands.
It's kind of true. It's like solitaire, only no one wins.
But like if we were only using video calls now, can you imagine like?
Ugh.
Can you imagine the end?
Anthony, when we all have our our AR goggles and all conversations are going to be like, yeah, totally, I'm totally listening to you, man. Totally.
No.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I agree with
you.
you.
Make your eyes
But
always
Jeff,
look forward.
You won't have to move your eye.
Why not?
Because it'll be on a contact lens in the center of your vision.
But you know when someone's not looking at you.
Hold on, is there a klaxon going off?
I think there might be some sort of fire alarm.
So I've got a question.
Okay, but do you have an alarm?
Who's dying?
How do we stop that noise? Fess up if it's you.
It's Ben.
I'm not hearing anything, so if it is me, it could be because I'm not hearing anything.
Look to your left. Look to your right. If neither of those people is beeping, it's probably you.
Your microphone and see if it works.
It's the Mr. T doll in the corner.
Guys, don't you make me mute you all one at a time.
No, it's Ben. He's the one that comes up on my screen. Yeah, see?
I'll 10 little Indians the fuck out of you guys.
All right, Atticus had a question.
Go for a walk.
I've got a question. I don't know. Am I showing?
Yes, indeed.
All right. Well, this is my first hangout. Hi, everybody.
Hey, man. Welcome. Thanks for being here.
So, speaking of hair, like I'm wearing a hat, but light is not coming down, so I'm going to take it off. But the hair is terrible, so I'm going to turn it backwards. But my question is,
have hair.
When are you too old to walk out and wear a hat backwards?
That's a great question.
Hey, you do you, man.
If you recognize it, maybe you're that guy.
Not going out like this, but I'm going to just for light reasons.
This is a very complicated question. What part of the country are you in right now?
Regionality is a big key in this one.
Oh, this is even worse. I'm in Wyoming.
You're good. You're good until death.
There's a statute of limitations in Wyoming.
You're good, man. Never stop.
But I'm moving to New Mexico, Albuquerque here.
Still good. 100% good.
I feel like a 90-year-old in New Mexico couldn't pull it.
Yes, they could. Have you been to New Mexico?
Anthony, you were in Albuquerque, right? You stayed at the psych ward hotel, right?
I did. I did stay at the psych ward hotel.
Against his will.
No. 100% according to my will. According to my will and my plans.
According to my will and testament.
Hotel Park Central, correct?
Yes. Wait. Yep. Was I there or was I? There's another one in Santa Fe. I was in the one in Santa Fe.
Oh, were you? Okay.
Yeah, I think in Albuquerque I just stayed in a. No, wait, maybe I did. Albuquerque was a few years ago though, so I don't remember. But the Santa Fe one was like very, very recent.
I was down there, so I've just been here for a year, but I'm moving back down. But when you were there, I remember your tweet, and it was a straight shot down Central, and I wanted to get on the road and just start knocking on doors and Hotel Park Central.
Oh, that's good. It's good that you didn't do that.
It does look a little bit like
cool.
Against my better judgment, I just stayed home.
If you look at the background of Atticus's shot here, it does look like he does that quite often.
Now it's there, and it has everywhere Anthony's been.
Yeah.
Okay. So the story is, I moved back here to care for my grandmother, and so I'm in her basement until I move back in the summer. But she has maps of everywhere she's been. So
that's awesome.
Her maps.
Now I feel like a dick. Thanks.
Yeah, no, that's cool. and we hope your grandmother is doing okay.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Can I say something a little controversial?
Sure.
I hate hats. I hate wearing them.
I do too. Because my head is round.
I legit hate how my head feels when I wear them. I don't think I look good in them. I don't like hats.
I have noticed that baseball caps are trending like really high. Like they're higher than they used to, and like they just look weird on my head. They make my head look like real big.
Yeah.
And so I can't wear a lot of them.
That's how my grandpa used to wear a baseball cap. It was like barely on. It was like almost like a stiff breeze would take it away.
No, but with them now, it's like you're supposed to wear them like all the way down, almost at the brow line, and then they still go up real high. They're big, man.
I gotta show you guys this hat I got at a work thing a couple days ago.
Oh,
okay.
It's like the size of her whole torso.
Does that hat go all the way up?
I can't wait to see what it is. It's a Pope hat. It's like, I worked with the Pope. What does it say? Hot? Something hot?
Hold on, I'm bringing her up.
Get it while
it's hot. Oh, no.
Hold on. The new Pepsi cinnamon Pepsi Fire thing.
Wait, there's a Pepsi Fire?
Sexual harassment lawsuit.
Hold on while all of us Google Pepsi Fire at once.
There's a Pepsi Fire?
I think it's going to be cinnamon, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
Fireball?
But they gave this to me like at a work thing, but I think I would get in trouble if I wore it at work. So no.
Depends on your job. What part of the country are you in?
Utah.
Fire
You're
and
good.
ice.
You're
It's a
good.
problem. No, it's a problem.
It's bad. It's bad.
It's a problem.
Let's see. Pepsi Fire is an international flavor that was sold for a period of time in Guam, Saipan, Thailand, Mexico, Malaysia, Singapore, the Philippines, and Vietnam. It has a cinnamon flavor, and it was also sold alongside of Pepsi Ice, which was an icy mint Pepsi.
Ew.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
This all sounds like garbage.
Pepsi Fire sounds like Fireball and Pepsi.
Probably, yeah. Probably what the inspiration was.
Yeah.
So do you work for a Pepsi kind of company, or it was just randomly got the
I
hat?
work for Pepsi.
You work for Pepsi. So it is a Pepsi kind of company.
Wait a minute, why are you making me look this up?
I had never heard of it before. I thought it was like an upcoming product. I didn't know it was something that's already being sold in Guam.
Maybe we can bring it back.
They test in small markets like Guam.
Small markets like all of Southeast Asia. Let me see if I can throw a link in. There's an Instagram of a leaked test can of Pepsi Fire in the YouTube chat. At Do.Man on Instagram.
Oh, Do.Man definitely has diabetes, right?
Well, I'll tell you what he does have. He has every can that's ever been released.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's the Do-Man. What do you expect?
Ooh, those spiked ones are good.
You know, guys, can I say something? And I genuinely mean this. I love how enabling the internet is for garbage like this. I love that like 20 years ago, the guy who collected every single variation of Pepsi can would be like weird Mark who didn't clean his room.
Yeah.
And
except
now
for
it's
that
like
one Mythbusters episode when they show up and they're like, there's one person that cares about this subject enough to dedicate their whole life to it. Let's go talk to them.
Yeah, and now it's like, Mark, leading expert on Pepsi can variations.
Now he's the Do-Man.
Of Decision.com.
Decision.
Oh, Decision just leads to Mountain Dew. That's a brand. That's branded.
Wow.
Yeah, that was really annoying.
Every decision you make is the most extreme.
Oh.
Isn't it? That wasn't a thing.
What
joke?
What is Mountain Dew White Label?
There are these new. I actually have one. Oh, I don't have it anymore. I drank like half of it, but they're like kind of like fruit juices, sort of. I don't know. They're good. They're pretty good. The Black Label's good. But
what the fuck is up with soda? Guys, I've been out of the soda game for a long time. I
Too much LaCroix.
think soda's a young man baseball cap backwards sort of game. Because I don't understand any of this shit.
I'm the person that has to like try and sell all these new products into the store, and it's a pain in the ass.
You sell people on White Label?
But yeah, like the stores. So like the stores are my customers. So I have to talk to the managers and try to get them to buy stuff like displays and stuff.
So I kind of feel like the hat does 80% of the work.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'll get more if I start wearing that hat.
So here's my thing. So Pepsi releases Pepsi Fire. It's your job to call David Albertsons, and you say, David Albertsons, you gotta have this cinnamon junk in your store. You're gonna love this shit. Buy it. And you gotta sell like 100,000 cans of Pepsi Fire to David Albertsons. That's your job?
Kind of. Like they have people behind the scenes that work with like the higher ups in the company.
Well, now you're being very modest.
Well, no, like I have 5 stores on my route that I'm responsible for, and I just have to talk to the store managers and be like, hey, we've got the new Do-SA coming in. How about a full pallet of that?
Do-SA.
So that's something I have to say with a straight face and try to get them to like buy a whole pallet worth of product in their store.
Oh my gosh. That's like when I used to manage the restaurant, and like the liquor distributors would come in and they'd be like, we got this weird new vodka. And I'd be like, cool, I'll try it. Except I guess with diabetes instead of hangovers. I like it. That's a cool gig.
Pretty much.
So fascinating.
Yeah, man.
It's crazy how many things it takes to make the world work.
It is crazy how many jobs there are, right? Like there's some person who does that.
Well, I mean, we can thank President Trump for that.
Right. He brought all the jobs back.
He brought all those jobs back, guys.
Back. Yeah.
Now I'm sad again.
The weirdest job I ever had was I was on the phone selling transportation for cars. So if you are moving and you wanted your car to go from Seattle to New York, there's a truck that's going, it's a big flatbed that's going to bring cars across the country, and we sold spots on the truck for your car.
That's so odd. That's such a fucking actor job.
It was stupid. I hated it. I quit after 3 months. It was the worst.
I looked into that when I was moving back cross country, and it's really freaking expensive.
It's really freaking expensive. And I bet the moment you looked into it, someone called you and was like, hey, I saw you Googled that. That was me. That was me.
Thanks a lot. That was really obnoxious.
Yeah, that was me more than 10 years ago. Jesus.
The weirdest job I ever had was I was working through a temp agency, and they're like, we have a data entry job for you. And I was like, okay. And I showed up, and there were no computers. There was just like card tables, right? Oh. And this person's like, okay, well, come on in. You're here from Adecco, right? I'm like, yeah. He's like, okay, sit down. So what we do, and he puts down like a file box, like when you empty out your desk when you're fired. Oh, no. And he puts down a file box, and it's just full of papers. He's like, here's what we do.
This is the VA?
This is I mean, it's sort of like going into that sort of depth, but it was like when a company files a lawsuit, or somebody files a class action lawsuit against a company, they seize all documents that could potentially be related to the case. That's why every time somebody gets sued in the movies, like you see them working late into the night with the paper shredders, right? So they had like these boxes of documents, and every single page of the document, like my job was to take the page out, put a sticker on it that had a barcode, take a Scantron that had the same matching barcode, and basically every single line I had to bubble in every noun on a Scantron.
Yikes.
So I'd be like, if my name was on a Scantron and it was the first name on the page, I'd have to bubble like A-N-T-H. Bubble it on a Scantron. And I'd have to do every noun in an entire box. And they were like, just do it. You just got to go through as much as you can. And then you would hand it off to somebody who would scan both. Because I guess this was like before OCR was as good as it is. And it was
that sounds awful.
It was miserable.
Come half a day, you realized you weren't using a number 2 pencil.
Yeah, I had to redo it all again.
Number 1.5. Why?
Why me for a second, May?
It was weird. And they were super nice and they were wonderful because they knew the job was terrible. And I stayed for a couple weeks just because they let me wear headphones.
Do not discount the any job that lets you wear headphones, man. I had some of those. Those are the best.
I listen to you guys all the time at work.
Same here.
Nice.
Yeah, so do I.
I listen to you in the shower.
Well, actually, I try not to listen to your podcast. I listen to DLC, but if I listen to We Have Concerns while I'm working, I start laughing, and everybody looks at me, and I'm like, don't worry about it, don't worry about it.
Wow. Nobody tell Christian Spicer, professional comedian, you said that. I was
going to say, that's why we strip all the comedy out of DLC before we post it.
Last week's, I tweeted at Jeff, I'm like, banter was great. I actually was laughing with that one a lot. Well, but you try to keep it so professional, Jeff. It's like, where's the comedy?
Yeah, Jeff.
What's wrong with me?
Well, one day Jeff and Christian will get to know each other a little better. And they'll be able to riff a little bit more.
DLC stands for downloadable comedy, and you have to pay an extra $9.99 for that.
That's right.
That's correct. Jeff.
Yeah.
I know you have to take off early.
I do, sadly.
Jeff's got to leave a little bit early, but we'll stick around until 6:30 if you guys want to. Or until
Jeff,
6.
I do want to say before you go, we missed you at BergCon this weekend.
At BergCon?
Yeah, we played games all weekend at Chris Bergman's ranch.
Oh, were you there?
Yeah.
Wait.
It was awesome.
Did I know that you guys know each other?
I don't know if you knew that I knew, or you do.
You know Chris Bergman?
It was like two spies talking to each other.
How do you know?
I listened to DLC, and he's like, "Oh, I live in Cincinnati," and at the time I lived in Cincinnati, so I just I tweeted him and said, "Hey, want to hang out sometime?" And we've been hanging out every so often. Yeah,
that's wild. He's a great guy.
Oh, he's awesome.
I really want to go to that someday, but it is very far from me.
It's amazing.
It's literally just he has a cabin.
Yeah,
and just goes to it, and they play games and have fun.
Oh, that's cool.
How could you? You have a child. How did you go?
Because I have a very understanding wife.
I gotta get one of those.
Yeah, that's the trick, Jeff.
This is terrible.
I'm just kidding. She's amazing.
Not so amazing that you got to go to Cincinnati and play board games.
No, not that.
But pretty amazing.
Pretty amazing.
What are you leaving for, Jeff?
You're not gonna like it.
Gotta put jacks up under your house?
No, but don't get me started on that story today. I've talked to the guy. It was the thing. I called him. I tried to put off the call. It was awful. But it's don't get me started. I'm going to see Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
You got a what?
Ooh.
Oh, Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yeah.
Nice.
Not that I don't like it. It's just that I'm jealous.
Yeah, well, I feel bad that I'm going to do a fun thing instead of something not fun. But I
instead of something not fun, like this is
not fun.
No, instead of having to leave here and
Jeff Canada, everybody, what a dick! Jeff Canada.
This is the highlight of my month.
See ya.
Hanging out with you guys. This is the highlight of my month. Honestly, this is so fun every time. And I love that, like, I know everybody now. And
Rings a little hollow now, Jeff.
Well, you guys are the guardians of my galaxy. Yeah? What? Anybody? All right.
Yeah.
Put a tear to my eye.
All right. Thank you guys. Have fun.
Thank you, Jeff.
Bye.
You're the worst.
Thanks,
Have fun,
everybody.
but not too much fun.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow, that guy's a dick, huh?
How do you even deal with him?
Wow.
And so old.
And so crotchety and cranky.
Oh, he's the worst. He's the worst. If anybody's been waiting to get into the call, there is one slot. There's a Jeff Canada shaped slot. There it is. Ryan Kolak joins the call.
Hey, Ryan.
Got some pretty big shoes to fill.
From his fortress of solitude.
Hopefully he doesn't hate this show as much as Jeff.
Ooh, nobody could hate the show as much as Jeff. Am I right, everybody? Timothy, I just wanted to check in because we haven't yet. Cool shirt?
Well, next time you talk to the Comedy Button guys, you can tell them you saw someone wearing a Duck Nukem shirt.
Oh, hell yeah! I like all of their shirts because they're fucking stupid.
Right.
That's the best thing. That's the best thing. All of their shirts are good.
I actually have a question about the Brock Life shirt.
Brock Life shirt. Go on.
Does it attract Brocks?
No, I don't think so.
Because I'm just worried about the king of the Brocks, Brock Lesnar. I don't want to be attracting him.
I think you'll be fine. I don't know. I've never been in close proximity to Brock Lesnar while wearing the shirt. So I can't really say, but I have been in close proximity to stand-up comic Brock Wilbur, and he was like, "Oh, I gotta get me one of those." I don't know if it attracted him, but he did enjoy it.
The shirt.
Yeah. So there you go.
Wait, when are we getting a wear to sleep shirt?
Where to sleep?
Yes, where to sleep?
Where to sleep? Poor JP. We're so bad about the approvals process with him. Not like JP doesn't knock it out of the park all the time. It's just like we're never around to give feedback on designs. But I think the last thing he was designing for us was a science put it up your nose shirt. And the problem was we couldn't figure out how to make that design work without like directly making it a cocaine shirt.
Oh God.
Or a shirt that looked like a cocaine shirt. No matter what he did, it just looked like a shirt that was all about doing cocaine.
Nice.
So I don't know.
It's a smaller market though.
I mean, I think it's a larger market.
Oh, you do?
I do. I think there are probably more people that love doing cocaine than there are people that love our podcast.
Cocaine's pretty popular.
That's just, yeah, cocaine is pretty big.
Don't sell yourself short.
It's very sweet of you to think that we're as big as cocaine. But I've seen Narcos, and I don't believe that's true.
They're more popular than Jesus, less popular than cocaine.
Yeah, we're somewhere in the middle. I think we're just gonna tell JP that we might have to shelve the science put it up your nose shirt and move on to something else. I want to do a bird prank shirt real bad.
Oh yeah, bird pranks.
That's what I want.
I want too many bones.
Too many what?
Too many bones.
Too many bones. What the fuck is too many bones? What was that one?
It costs too many bones. And what's wrong, Grandpa? Oh, I'm sorry. Too many bones.
Too many bones. Yeah, I remember that now. Too many bones. Yeah.
Anthony listens to his own show.
What I want is a shirt that looks like the human anatomy, but every organ is replaced with a kidney.
It's just all one of those things that looks like the anatomic man from PBS. You remember that creepy Slim Goodbody? Like it looks like Slim Goodbody, but just like every kidney or every organ is a kidney.
Kidney.
Do you remember that episode of Invader Zim where he's getting sent to the school nurse and they're like, she's gonna know that you're an alien because you don't have human organs. And so he starts harvesting the organs of all the kids in the school. And he winds up full of like 400 organs and he's huge and he's like, I have so many spleens.
Oh man.
Oh God, they're bringing that show back, you guys, and that show is so good.
Oh, I can't wait. I followed him because of you, and I'm just keeping track of everything now.
So good. Invader Zim is like the best.
I even pulled out my Johnny the Homicidal Maniac collection and reread it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I tried to read the Invader Zim comic for a while, and it didn't fill the hole in my heart. So I'm glad that they're bringing it back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was playing
about that.
Huh?
I gotta totally tell my cousin about Invader Zim coming back. He'll be totally stoked.
Oh yeah, they released like this teaser trailer, and it got like no. I mean, I'm sure it got some response, but I didn't see as many people talking about it as I thought should be talking about it.
I retweeted it because I thought the same thing. I'm like, why isn't this more out there? Why isn't Nickelodeon paying attention to this? Like,
maybe they're just
like, not connected with Nickelodeon anymore. But
maybe it's just like so far out that like they're not so worried, you know? Like they're not like they're like, oh, we'll start really marketing it because that teaser was just him doing VO.
Yeah.
Like maybe it's just one of those things where it's like, we'll just kind of gauge like the organic reaction and then start a marketing campaign later.
I don't know. They didn't really know how to handle Legend of Korra. They kind of messed that up.
That's true.
Yeah. But I don't know if this is actually connected to Nickelodeon still.
I think it is. I don't think he can do it without it being connected to them.
Really? Because he started out not being on Nickelodeon, and then it went to Nickelodeon, and that's how he got more seasons. But I don't know if he still needed them.
So it's coming back with a movie, and it is gonna be on Nickelodeon.
Okay.
Huh.
I should get that cable. I just have Netflix.
Nah, I'll pay whatever they ask for the movie when it comes out.
True.
It's cheaper than cable.
Mm-hmm.
You know it'll be like available day one somewhere.
Just get what I want. I couldn't get Rick and Morty on Netflix, so I bought it.
Oh, I love Rick and Morty so much.
I know.
Did you guys catch? I finally caught the season 3.
I didn't watch it.
All about the dipping sauce.
So good.
I'm gonna bring back that dipping sauce, Morty. I'm gonna get that Szechuan sauce. 9 more seasons.
I need to see it. I don't know how we missed it.
It was when they were doing the live stream. I forget when it was, but I was doing something. I couldn't have possibly watched it, and it broke my heart. I forget what I was working on that day.
I kept trying to catch it. Like they had the live stream going, but they were playing every episode, and then at the end of the second season, they played the first episode of the third season. And then it would start all over again. And I was never available, apparently, during this half-hour march. And nobody ever posted it anywhere online, so I didn't know how to figure out what time to go on.
Yeah, it was tricky, and so I watched it less than legally. And I don't feel bad.
That's my option.
Because
I saw it because of April Fools.
Oh yeah.
They didn't on Toonami. They didn't show the regular shows. They had it on the guide, but then they just showed the like that instead of like Samurai Jack and Dragon Ball Super. They showed that instead.
You guys watching that new Samurai Jack, by the way?
Oh, that is so amazing!
Awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Yeah, I just
watch it.
I just got into it. It's like 6 seasons. It's like 6 episodes in. It's not like super far, and I finally bought it, and god damn, it's so good. It's so good.
I bet.
It's 100%
good.
Like better than it's just as good as the original and then some, which you wouldn't think they'd be able to do. And I feel like they really finally just gave him all the money. They used to give him some of the money, and I feel like now they're giving him all of the money to put into the quality because it looks even more beautiful than the old episodes did. And he's getting even crazier with the stylistic stuff and like positive and negative space and like weird scenes that are entirely based around color theory. And it's just, I like that show.
Don't forget, it also gets really dark sometimes.
Yeah, and they're letting him get super dark. They're letting all these. I like that they're letting all these people come back and get super dark. I hope they let Invader Zim was always dark, and I hope they let this movie just get like Jonan Vasquez dark, as opposed to Jonan Vasquez on Nickelodeon dark, which was still good.
Of the opening
like in grayscale then?
Huh?
In dark, you're just saying it's Nickelodeon dark. It's like in grayscale.
Yeah.
I like there's an opening line in the comic for Giant Homicidal Maniac, and it says how people need to feed their inner monster, and this is what Giant Homicidal Maniac is about. I thought that was just so good. Like, you gotta go dark sometimes. You gotta.
Yeah. I think where the story, obviously where the story warrants going dark, or if the story starts out dark, I don't I don't like things being dark just to be dark. I also watched Suicide Squad recently.
Why did you have to remind me that that movie exists?
That's a trash film for trash people.
Yeah.
That's like, why didn't they make it? They could have made it so weird and funny. It seemed like from the trailers that they were finally going to try to like pull a Deadpool, which like Deadpool is not my all-time favorite superhero movie like a lot of people, but I thought it was good and I thought it was doing its own thing and it was doing it really well. I don't know why they didn't let Suicide Squad be that. It felt like they tried a couple times, or they like stylistically, visually wanted it to be that, and then it was just like a pile of boring exposition. All these DC movies are a pile of boring, dark exposition.
But it was good because at the end there was a blue light beaming up into the sky. That's what makes a good superhero movie.
Yeah, you gotta have one of those. I love that the Enchantress's like machine / spell just finally like went 100% into the like Michael Bay / Zach just like, oh, it's just undulating CGI. Well, what is it supposed to look like? We don't know. It's just undulating metal CGI with light. But what is it supposed to be? We don't know. We don't care. We were told to make it shinier, and we did.
Make it more explodey.
Yeah, can it explode more?
Lens flare.
Yeah, more Transformer. Can it be more Transformer? But less Transformer? I don't know. I'll tell you what. There's some. I give so much credit to Will Smith and Margot Robbie and Ike Barinholtz for like selling the hell out of some shitty material. Like they were doing everything they could to make it work, and they were doing a pretty good job.
That's like the one upside of that movie, is that it just has some really good character moments, like out of context of the shitty movie, some really great moments with those characters.
Way out of context. Like, what is this even doing in this movie? But okay, I'm glad it's here. My wife, who is not the biggest comic book fan, but has the things she likes, she was not super familiar with Harley. You know, obviously, like she knows who Harley is, but she doesn't have like all of the knowledge. Wasn't big into the Batman animated series, that kind of stuff. And she watched the movie. She's like, boy, they really wanted me to love Harley. I was like, yeah, they did. She's like, I like that Enchantress though. She's always dancing all wiggly. She was pretty cool. She's like, Harley was just like a jerk who was dating a dick. And I just wanted to be like, stop dating that dick. I don't know. Maybe Wonder Woman? Guys, maybe Wonder Woman?
Maybe.
Yeah, we don't know anymore, do we?
Greg Miller's gonna cry.
I got to see Hans Zimmer live a couple days ago, and he played the Batman v Superman themes, like for both Man of Steel and the Wonder Woman theme. It was mind-blowingly amazing. Like, so good. Yeah, there's so many movies that he did the music for where his music is 10 times better than the movies. And,
God, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I wish I could have just recorded the whole thing, because I just want to watch that concert over and over and over again. It was incredible.
I got to see a few months back Michael Giacchino and the LA Philharmonic. They do these things at the Hollywood Bowl where they play a movie and they rip the score out, and then the LA Phil plays the score live.
Nice.
I've seen a couple of those.
They just did with the San Francisco Symphony. They just did Indiana Jones, which was really awesome.
Oh, cool!
Yeah. That's unbelievable. Yeah. So Giacchino came out and did Star Trek, and I got to watch Star Trek with like them playing live. And the crazy thing about like going to one of those things is you're watching the movie and you get really engrossed with the movie. And you like look down and you're like, oh shit, right, they're doing this live.
Oh, I forgot, I was watching a performance.
Oh shit, they're doing it live and they're doing it perfect because they're classical musicians.
Do it live.
So it was like such a crazy thing. They apparently do it like a few times a year.
Yeah, I saw Pirates of the Caribbean a long time ago. And more recently with Matt, we went to see the Nightmare Before Christmas live.
Oh, I bet that was awesome.
It was so cool.
Did they do vocals live, or how did they do it?
No, the vocals were still on a speaker, but all the score was still live.
That's crazy good.
Yeah. It was amazing.
Wow. I love stuff like that. It's funny, like I talk to friends, and I don't know, I guess I kind of am of two minds on it, but things like that, or things where they do like weird sort of like social media bait exhibits in museums. I have a lot of friends who are like art curators or professional musicians, and they're always like, half of them really hate it because they're like, man, I wish we could just get people to come and see the orchestra, or get people to come and browse the museum more. And then the other half of them are just like, well, if it gets people into this shit and it gets them in the door and it makes them more interested, then I'm totally 100% cool with it. I don't know where I fall. I think I kind of fall on the side of just get people in the door, you know?
Yeah, I think it's a problem if it changes the art, or, you know, if they let it affect the exhibit in some way, but you don't always know what's going to attract someone to like a certain art medium or a certain science, you know, like, so whatever you need to do to kind of pique that interest, and then that grows in them over time.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Get them there.
We did a special, I forget what it was, but we went to some sort of like one of these things where they were doing like, it was the Zelda, it was the Symphony of the Goddess. I went to the Symphony of the Goddess in SF when I still lived there, when they were touring around for Skyward Sword. And yeah, it was amazing. And they did a thing where they were like, hey, we're gonna get into the Zelda stuff in just a moment, but we're gonna do like a warm-up first. And the warm-up was like, here are like 3 or 4 really good classical pieces that our orchestra loves to play with our local conductor. And they did the same thing at Star Trek, where it was like, hey, so we're here and the LA Phil is here, so we're going to do like a warm-up concert, and then we're going to start the movie. And I think that's awesome.
Yeah. More art is better.
What's better?
More art.
More art.
Oh, yeah.
More art.
Can't cut that
all the time.
I saw the Final Fantasy Worlds last year.
Oh, how was that?
That was so cool. So many people in cosplay just showing up at the orchestra. It was great.
I like that.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
There were a few people at Symphony of the Goddess, but more cosplay at art.
Yeah.
I go to every year of Symphony of the Goddess that it's in Boston.
Yeah, I didn't get to go to the last one, which was a bummer. But you know, I'll catch him next time around, hopefully. I'll tell you what you know what I didn't get to go to that I'm actually super glad I didn't get to go to? You guys hear about the Zelda escape room?
No.
I heard that's not
I didn't hear anything bad. What's going on?
It was, so I think escape room, and I think themed escape room. I think me and my friends are locked in a Zelda themed room doing Zelda shit, trying to get out.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure. Right. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was apparently just in like a big conference room in a hotel, and everybody sat around at card tables, much like my shitty temp gig, with link hats on, solving like word problems and stuff.
No.
But it wasn't like really decorated like Hyrule. There were a couple people that were there kind of like in character, and you could ask them for hints, but it wasn't like an escape the room. It was like a team trivia thing. It was a bummer. I was super bummed that I didn't get to go to it. I was trying so hard. I was like, who do I know? I have to know somebody. I have to be able to like pull a string. And then I couldn't do it, and I was like heartbroken. And then all my friends started like gramming from the event, and I was like, wait a minute, are you in the waiting room? And they're like, no, this is it. I was like, whoa.
They did the same thing with Resident Evil, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think the one company does all of those like video game theme escape the rooms. And I was like, well, at least you got the link hats. And they're like, no, we have to give the link hats back.
What?
What's the point?
We have to give the link hats back.
So like,
sad.
how many times have those Link hats been worn before you got to it?
It's like bowling shoes, but without the spray and more porous and on your head where you sweat.
It's an escape the room, but who leaves first?
If the escape is actually getting out of there for you, you know.
The escape is getting out of there with your money back.
Right.
So yeah, now
But that could be a cool idea. Like you could have like, you know, skull head spiders on the wall that could do something. And
oh, for sure. I mean, it all depends on like money and time, right? And like,
yeah, I mean,
can it travel? Because you're talking about like a live production. It's something I was actually talking with. So Keith, who runs like Hell Cow Games, they did like Gloom, and they just did Illimat for the Decemberists, and then Max Temkin from Cards. Like we were all sitting at a table and just like talking, and they're like trying to figure out how to do escape rooms that have high sort of production values that are licensed, that like latch into what people care about. So like, can we do like a cool Ghostbusters escape the room? And like, what would Ghostbuster themed puzzles look like? And what would the room look like? And like, what could we add? And it's kind of interesting hearing people talk about it because it's like producing a live show and designing a game at the same time. It's like,
so do you think it would be worth it to go to see the shit show and just like, oh man, this is terrible. Just for the experience, just to see it, just like, oh no, this is bad.
You know, none of my friends said that they had like a bad time because it is still like playing a game with friends, which is kind of cool. But I guess as long as you have the correct expectations going in, like I expected like a full-fledged Zelda escape the room, and I think I would have been kind of disappointed.
You wanted a shrine.
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted a shrine. And not one of those motion control fucking shrines either. Like a legit puzzle shrine.
You wanted to walk away with a spirit orb.
Yeah. And they didn't do any of that. I don't know. And there were no real, like, they didn't do, like, big prizes or anything. It was all very interesting.
What is on Ben's head?
So I apparently on the left side that's the fun little Google Draw thing, and I didn't realize this was a thing until just now. So I decided to put what I'm fairly certain is some sort of crown on my head, although I'm not entirely sure.
King Ben.
Yeah, I'll take that.
It's like Snapchat filters for Google Hangouts.
There. Now you got a mustache.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah, no, this is good. I'm going to give you a little... There you go. There you go.
Hey,
oh, no. He's going to tie somebody to the railroad tracks, he is.
Oh, I've created a monster. This is absolutely delightful.
Well, that's lovely. Oh, I didn't notice your Five Nights shirt. That's a good shirt.
Yeah, thank you. It's I'm rather proud of my Freddy Fazbear's Pizza shirt. As a former Chuck E. Cheese employee who occasionally had nightmares,
me too. Me too. I didn't have nightmares, but I was a Chuck E. Cheese employee. What did you do?
I was a party host. I did the kids' birthday parties and intentionally danced around and got kids giggling. I was a little bit too tall to actually be Chucky, except for maybe one or two times when they had nobody else. But I was the rat on a couple of occasions. That was also exciting. I think I was slightly more intimidating as Chucky because I often had children running away from me as much as running towards me.
I think that's everybody. I think that's everybody in the Chucky suit, man. Half the kids really hate Chucky. Chucky does not have like that super friendly Disney design that makes kids go, "Oh, okay."
No, decidedly not. Although I will say the one thing that has stuck with me is I remember all of those stupid songs that they played in the loop, because that video loop that they played in the party room is only about 45 minutes long. And when you work there for 8 hours, you learn that. You learn that very well.
We used to show a Flash cartoon as part of that was called Monkey Ninjas.
And oh my god, Monkey Ninjas.
I got real obsessed with Monkey Ninjas. It was legitimately good. Monkey Ninjas was great. Yeah, I was a game tech. Nice. So I fixed things in the game room, and then I was also the rat. And I liked being the rat, but here's the thing.
You didn't know what his motivation was?
Parents are garbage, and their children are also kind of garbage sometimes. So like there would be a lot of times where a lot of dads would do this, where a kid would be scared of Chucky and be like, don't be scared of him. He can't hurt you. Hit him.
Ooh.
Just hit him.
That's a solution to everything.
And I got really good at like moving in such a way inside the suit where I would like look like this, and it would like come through to the father, and he'd be like, "Oh," because like I don't know, man. There were a lot of trash dads in there. Not a lot of good fathers in Chuck E. Cheese.
I think at that point you have the right to scare the shit out of their kids.
Well, do you know what the trick is? I'll tell you what the trick is. Every single one of those suits, they are not made to like Disney specifications by any means. They are very inexpensively made. They're not terrible quality, but they're not great. So to give Chucky his big round belly, there's actually just a metal ring right around waist height, like a hard metal ring, and there's not a lot of padding. And so if a kid would come at me or a parent would come at me, I got really good at just throwing Chucky's tummy at them. And I would just knock them right down. Kid comes to hit me, you step to Chucky.
Yeah.
You best not miss, is what I'm saying. So kids would come at me and I would just fling the metal ring at them because it's at like kid forehead height. And they would just go right down and start crying. And I could do it like from where I'm like behind or I'm not facing them. And they would fall over and cry. And I'd turn around and I'd be like, and I'd like go to help them up. And their parents would be like, "Oh no, what happened?" I'd be like, but in reality, I knew what happened is that they were assholes, and unfortunately, their children paid the price for it.
Damn. Hey, Anthony.
Early lessons.
Where's my Polaroid?
It's coming. I'm gonna mail it out at the same time I mail out the April things. I'm not gonna send out like a separate package.
Okay.
I'm sending it out with April, which April is a mini comic. You guys are getting a mini comic this month.
Oh.
Yay! It's a mini comic based on the fake Mars colony in Hawaii.
Okay.
Which was an earlier episode, but a lot of people liked it. It was the intro of Dr. Cool. So you're getting a little comic based on that. And then next month is well, I'll tell you guys. Next month is sweet fucking challenge coins.
Awesome.
Yeah. They were supposed to be this month, but with all the travel I've been doing, I haven't had time. But I've had drawing time. So let me see if I have the design and if there's a way to show it to you. I think you'll enjoy it. I think there is. Talk amongst yourselves while I find this.
I just want to say that I take Ben much more seriously now.
I
think it's the nose.
So I feel like it adds a certain I don't know the French word, but something.
Je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi.
That's a regal air to you.
I just met Ben tonight, and I'm not going to look at him any other way from here on out.
That is perfectly acceptable because this is how I am on the inside, and
that's all that matters.
Yeah, that's. I feel for once that I am truly expressing myself. Thank you, Google, for giving me this opportunity.
You mean if Wario played in King Ralph?
I'll take it.
Welcome to the AR future, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll find it.
Ah, so close, Ben.
Don't you worry. It exists. Maybe it's an email.
Purring. I hear purring.
Yeah, someone has a cat.
That's my cat. Sorry. I was trying to just be here observing.
You fucking nightmare ghost.
You're not supposed to insult a cat to their face. They'll curse you.
I have 3 cats around me.
My cats are sleeping.
By the way, Ryan, kudos on a very cool view out the back of your window there, Ryan. That's pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah, that's the Tower of Solitude that I live in. So
very nice.
Downtown Chicago.
Nice.
Oh, wait.
Wait, you can see the building that you live in from your room?
No.
He's working on some top secret shit, man.
Like, this just got interesting. Let's talk about this.
Yeah, I can tell you how it works.
Which so which building is that? I lived down in Kedvale for a while there. What building is that?
I live just south of Grant Park, so I'm in Michigan Roosevelt. So
oh, nice.
Just one of those little buildings, whatever. So
yeah, you're
that's
right
Soldier
there.
Field. Yeah, Soldier Field, McCormick Place, right out that way.
That is a really cool area. Awesome.
Yeah, they're building a new right next door. So in about a year or so, I get to move. They're building a 70-story building right next to me. So I'm gonna move to a taller new building so I can look down on people even more.
So how's that construction of the Death Star going?
Again, can't discuss that.
So I have not found the coin yet. I'm almost there, but my Nebia shower head has shipped. Yay!
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's one of the first Kickstarters I've ever backed that shipped on time. That's pretty crazy. It's probably broken. Probably doesn't work. Okay. So I put it there, and then I make a public link. Yes. It's all real.
Knocking my stuff out.
Here we go. In the chat.
Let's see that. Ooh.
Nice.
Nice.
Question everything. Diet
satisfied.
Perfect.
Yeah, I feel real good about it.
Anthony,
I want that second half as a sticker.
That I will probably make it as a sticker as well, and sell it on the store. But we're gonna send it out as a coin first.
Cool.
How are you liking that Dark Souls 3 board game?
Hasn't gotten to me yet. Speaking of Kickstarters, I think I got my shipping confirmation for it, but it hasn't come yet. Right now, I'm waiting on like 3 different Kickstarters that haven't made it to me, and I'm getting steadily angrier every day.
Has that boy made it to that cornfield in the Mayan maze or something?
What?
The Mayan boy who found the whole Mayan city that is just corn.
You know what's crazy is like, you never get updates on stuff like that, right? Because the update is like never as amazing. So it's like, oh, this kid found this. He probably found this ancient Mayan city, and it's like, no, he didn't. Okay.
But does he at least get to go visit the cornfield?
I don't know. That's the thing. Is like, it's nobody does the follow up on that, which is lame.
I think we should send him to that cornfield. He should at least get to see it.
Let's send him to the cornfield. If you track him down,
can we just send him to a cornfield?
And we'll do a GoFundMe.
Or you send him there like, look at your failure.
Send this nerd to this cornfield.
No, I'm just saying we put him on a plane to like Des Moines. Just say there's a cornfield.
Here's the thing. I think he was in England, right? So it's honestly probably more expensive to get him to Des Moines. Like, it would be double hateful of us to send him to Des Moines.
That's how bad you screwed up, kid.
That's like, it's like when I have to go visit my family in Cleveland over Thanksgiving, and for some reason, Cleveland is the most expensive place in the world to travel to.
Yeah.
Fun game that we play every year is what is less expensive to go to than Cleveland? And the answer is like everywhere. It's very rare that we find a place that isn't cheaper or easier to get to than Cleveland for some reason.
I wonder where that is.
That you guys were talking about be cheaper.
It's because Cleveland has Cleveland Hopkins Airport, and Cleveland Hopkins Airport used to be the US hub for Continental Airlines, which no longer really exists. And when Continental kind of went under, the airport sort of just like nobody needed to go through Cleveland. And so it's very expensive and very hard to get to Cleveland as sort of like a supply and demand thing. There are like 12 people that need to get to Cleveland and like one plane that does it in a nonstop flight. And it's a very expensive flight. It's
Anthony,
annoying as shit.
You fly into Pittsburgh and Matt and I will drive you to Cleveland.
God, I can't think of a more horrible thing for all of us.
What?
Like I fly into Pittsburgh and then you guys have to drive me from Pittsburgh to Cleveland, and at the end of it, we're just in Cleveland.
Well,
Because at the end of all of these stories, you just want, no matter how this ends, it ends in Cleveland.
Yeah,
that's what's annoying.
It just sounds like an indie film.
$12 to get to Cleveland.
we actually go there for shows pretty often.
Yeah, they do. They do get a lot of shows. I don't know why, but they do.
For some reason, if they skip Pittsburgh, they go to Cleveland. So we just drive to Cleveland.
The sister cities.
Like, we got no other choice. It's either Cleveland or go to Virginia. We're not going there.
That's like growing up in Florida. People will go to any show in Florida, any show, because people are just so fucking happy that you came to Florida.
Yeah,
it's so hard. Like if you wanna play a show in Central Florida or South Florida, and you're not, Beyonce, you have to come on a bus, or you have to come in a car, or in a van, and you have to drive all the way down into Florida to play your show, and then drive all the way back out before you can play another show. And it just like financially and in terms of like energy level, it's just really hard for any touring act to come to Florida. So we were very, very like, we went to every fucking show. A band would come and we'd be like, I don't even really like this band. Of course I'm going.
Where in Florida did you grow up?
I grew up outside of Orlando in a place called Altamont Springs.
Oh, I lived in St. Pete for 3 years. It was okay.
Yeah, Tampa St. Pete's not bad. You get a lot of weird art kids, which is nice.
Yeah, it's a nice little hipster town.
Yeah, you get a lot of weird art kids and weird art drugs, which makes it cool.
And I have some weird art from there that I bought at a bar.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing about Florida, and I think I've said this before on the podcast, is the farther north you are in Florida, the farther south you are in the United States. It's actually a reverse polarity of a state. So if you're up around, like if you're up in the Panhandle or in North Florida, like in Tallahassee, Gainesville, like all those places, it's just a real nasty place to be. Then you get down to Miami, and it's fucking Coolsville. So like in the center, it's kind of a mix of progressive style and shitty attitudes. It's kind of the line where those two things meet.
I see that a lot in southern Utah too.
Yeah,
it's such a religious state where the people that aren't religious are kind of like in the far extreme on the other end.
When I went to Snowbird, where is Snowbird?
That's up north. Where's Snowbird? Do you know what city that's in?
It's just east of Salt Lake Valley.
East of Salt Lake Valley.
Okay, yeah, because I remember driving by the valley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
I'm closer to Vegas than any of that.
That's a good place to be.
Yeah.
Close to Vegas, but not in Vegas.
Exactly.
Vegas adjacent.
Vegas adjacent.
Perfect place to be.
Unless you're actually living in Nevada and you're Vegas adjacent, that's kind of sad.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you get what we're saying.
Close enough to go to a show, don't have to stay there.
Exactly. That's kind of like here, where people will just like, we're driving to Vegas, or we're taking like a $60 commuter flight to Vegas. And it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You can go do that for 12 hours. Don't get trapped.
Well, it's cool here because when you cross over the line into Arizona, the time goes back an hour.
Right.
So it's like an hour and 45 minutes to get there, but it's only an hour later. So it's kind of cool.
I like that.
Yeah, but you lose so much time going home.
Yeah. I just sleep on the way home anyway, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
They closed the major venue for bands in Pittsburgh for like smaller bands if you're not Beyonce or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So like we had to go to Cleveland for NoFX and Maelstrom and like they just won't come to Pittsburgh now that they closed the Altar Bar, which is where they used to go.
A bummer, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weird like background things that go into touring that are very, very strange that I've been learning lately for no reason at all. And for nothing that you need to concern yourselves with. But yeah, I've been talking a lot to the Game Grumps guys because they've been doing a lot of touring, and they eventually, like, they've set up their own touring agency. Like they own the business because they were just like, to tour in this country, like you have to sign with like, so if you're not a band, if you're a band, you've got to kind of sign on with Live Nation. If you don't sign on with Live Nation, there's nowhere for you to go. If you lose a Live Nation venue in your town and there isn't a big enough alternate venue for Live Nation to come in and suck the life out of, bands stop coming to your town. With traveling like performing shows, it's Levity. They own all the improvs. So they own like every comedy theater, every major comedy theater in the country. So if you don't want to sign with Levity, all of a sudden you can't tour anymore. Like there's a lot of weird shit that goes on with touring and venues, and it's really fascinating and really also kind of like disheartening. And I wonder how anybody is in a band and stays in a band.
Yeah.
Because it's got to be tough.
Yeah,
and that's why you go to every show that comes to your town. Central Florida rules.
I'm going to. I just found out that we in our small town actually has a cathedral. I just found it out. Like it's so tiny that I didn't think there was anything of consequence here. And apparently there's a place called the Scottish Rite Cathedral. And let's see, coming up on next Friday is John Williams.
Ooh. Well.
So
that's almost Beyonce.
Yeah, better than Beyonce to me.
That's how John Williams markets himself. John Williams, almost Beyonce. Guys, I gotta take off, unfortunately. But thanks for coming out again.
This is
Thanks
fun.
for supporting the show.
Yeah. Great.
Poor Ben.
You guys are awesome. And thank you, Atticus, for coming to your first one. Everybody say thanks, Atticus.
Thanks,
Atticus.
My name's Kellen, really. Kellen.
Okay. Thanks, Kellen.
Thanks, Kellen.
Thanks, Kellen.
So yeah, we will see you guys next month. Comics will be going out in the next couple days. If you missed your Polaroids, extra Polaroids will be in there. And also this month, Jeff Kanata is supplying Polaroids from his life.
And he has time during this whole stream. He just doesn't like it.
Huh?
He does not like doing this stream. He'd rather
No. It's 100 pictures of Jeff Kanata flipping you off.
And sign with eye roll.
Of doing something fun as opposed to this.
Thank you to everybody in the
Glad
chat.
you're not here.
If you for joining us and watching, even if you didn't get on cam, thanks for coming by and being part of the community. If you are not aware of the Facebook group, how can you not be? I've been yelling about the Facebook group, but It's turning into quite a little thing, and I'm very proud of it. And if you're on Facebook and you're giving Mark Zuckerberg all of your information every day like I am, it's a cool place to hang out. Give it a shot. And gosh, I guess we'll see you guys next month.
All right.
Yeah.
Take it easy, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Have a good night. Nice to meet you guys.
Later, y'all.
See ya.